now I'm thinking of all the things I use, and my brain did the thing where it thought of like seven things at once, and then none of them came out. So, just being honest.
Let's dive in, shall we? Rachel, I'm so excited to have you here as a guest on our Counselor Conversations today. Would you like to introduce yourself and talk about what you do here at Cornerstone?
I would love to. So, my name's Rachel. I'm one of the many clinicians here at Cornerstone. I help specifically with teens and also adults with trauma, anxiety, and then I am kind of a general, what's the word? Thank you, Sarah, for helping me with that.
Yes, I'm
Um,
so helpful.
yeah, I really love to focus on the adolescents and adults. So, yeah,
No, I love that. What is the number one thing you've learned working with teens?
they are so resilient and they're so creative. The amount of times to where a teen's like, I'm gonna I want this thing and I'm gonna do it. And then they just do it. And I'm like, you are so creative. Sometimes it's them making an unwise choice, but I'm like, but
Teeny.
you did it creatively.
That's amazing. And how do you connect with teens in the therapy session? Is it hard to talk with teens? Is it easy?
I mean, for me, any therapeutic relationship at all I build, it's based off of an attachment lens. So, what is a secure attachment in general? It's most known for the four S's. So, this theorizes basically that relationships are most secure when we feel seen, safe, soothed, and secure. So, a lot of times I think people get freaked out with teens because when you implement those S's, a teenager, almost rightfully so, begins to find the boundaries of that, of like, but can I really trust you? Like, what are you going to do with that? And I'm going to give you this story that we both know is not the biggest story of my life, but I need to see how you react to that one. And if I'm able to provide a space for them to where I'm like, yeah, that doesn't really scare me. Let me create a place of safety where you can actually feel soothed. That's going to lead them to trust me with the bigger
Mm,
things. And I think a lot of times the temptation in therapy can be, you're coming to see me for a problem. Let's fix the problem. Yes, we're going to fix problems. And also, if we fix problems, but you don't feel safe or seen in the relationship, we're only going to be able to get so far. As I earn their trust, it's just sweeter because they know that they can trust me. So then when we get to the harder things of what they want to work on, we're actually able to make more progress than if we
mm.
just force in the beginning.
Right. Yeah. Building that rapport. Do you feel like it takes a long time to build that rapport when you work with teens?
I mean, it's the same thing as adults, right? Like, do they use their words? Sometimes, and sometimes not. They're just doing the best with what they have and trying to find what is safe and secure around them.
Hmm. Yeah, I get that as an adult. I feel like I've been in therapy sessions sometimes. I'm just like, let's go, ready to roll. And other times, let's start a little slower and get to know you. And yeah, what kind of modalities do you use or tools in the therapy room?
Yes, I think modalities are great. My main modality I tend to come back to, it's internal family systems or parts work. How do we understand that there are different parts of ourselves that want us to like heal and thrive? And so sometimes when you start thinking about parts, people get this glassy look on their face and they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. Am I fully afraid of snakes? No. But Sarah, if you and I are hiking and we see a snake, you better believe a part of me is terrified and I will be running for the car. That's not like my whole self, that's just a part of me in that moment. And so those parts of ourselves sometimes will commandeer different areas and then they take on too much of a role or too little of a role. For me as a Christian, it really integrates into my faith because I see God is like God of the Trinity. So if God's three in one, that makes sense. If I'm in his image, of course, I'm also going to have different parts of me that want to connect in different areas. And they just maybe don't do it as well as the Lord because I am a human being. And that's okay.
I remember I did IFS with one of my therapists a while ago, and we realized I had a really really strong, critical part of me that was
Yeah.
very loud. And so I dealt with that for a really long time. And she gave me this visual. She's like, you can imagine that part of you sitting in a library critiquing because it's trying to help, and you tell it, thank you so much for your contributions. And we're just going to go ahead and give you a coffee and a tea and a blanket, and you can hang out in this library. Then we're going to consult these other parts of ourselves. When you get like stuck into those places where there's the part of you that's louder than others, are there specific tools you use to kind of help in the process of balancing those parts?
Yeah, it depends on the client. And this is why I love therapy, because therapy really is personalized for you. So some people are really visual with their parts. I'm so visual with mine. I have a little businesswoman. She wears a green suit. She's got a briefcase and she is loud. And it's very visually engaging. And so I'm able to visualize her. I'm able to picture her in another spot. I'm able to leave her in a safe room, even my own therapist's office or a place in my office at home, right? I'm able to visualize it. Some people aren't as visual, and that's okay. Sometimes they're people's parts, they come out as almost audible thoughts to where it's not something they picture, but it's like a collection of these thoughts in this tone of voice. For some people, it's really like bodily, right? Like they don't see it or they don't hear it, but they're like, man, my stomach gets really tight and my heart gets really fast. Or some part of my body, I just notice these things. And so with that, it's helping them somatically get in touch with that part as well. That's really helpful to know because not everyone is visual. And you
Mm.
don't want to be with a client who's like, I'm not really that visual. And you're like, oh, sorry.
I don't know
And I
what you
guess
mean.
I can't do anything. And so, like, how can I help be prepared for no matter how you show up to help do
Mm.
that?
I love that. Yeah. Especially thinking about neurodivergent brains of showing up in different ways in therapy. I feel like that's so important to hold that space for our different experiences in the therapy room. Is there an area of therapy that you're really passionate about? Helping clients through specific seasons or types of therapy or concerns? What's your bread and butter, I guess?
I know there's so many options. This is where my own neurodivergence, ADHD comes out in almost an unhelpful way because I'm like, there's so many things. So I'm gonna think about it because I'm working on pausing to think. I really think my bread and butter is teenagers, helping them with their identity. Who are they? What do they want? I have a few teens right now to where their parents are divorced. That impacts how they see themselves. How do they see the world around them? What meaning makes sense? Or teens who are experiencing issues at school. We can't always outwardly control things, but we can inwardly control things. And so I think that is just a sweet spot because it can be so varied in what brings them in. I'm just so honored by all of my clients. I'm always in awe of like who they are and what they've brought into the space. With my adult clients, the themes will sometimes change based on the season. They tend to always be in the flavor of processing family of origin. What was that like for me? What does that mean now? So sometimes that's I have a parent who was an alcoholic, or I think my parent had a personality disorder, anything in that realm. I just really love to sit with my adult clients in. I also think though, because I have ADHD, I just naturally attract other clients who have ADHD or autism to where it might not be what we talk about, but that is a theme.
Hmm. You get
Yeah,
it.
and
Yeah,
just, yeah, I think I'm like, yeah, I get it.
yeah, that's cool. And so important. I feel like that's so important. I feel like sometimes it's hard to sit down and do therapy the way you feel like it should, quote unquote, be done. And I love having the space to just ping pong it out, right? Like this happened and then this happened and then it'll make sense in my brain eventually. But it's a safe space. I don't have to be prepared for therapy, right? I don't have to have the script ready. So I so appreciate that. I love that about you as well.
Yeah.
Okay, to wrap up our time together, I would love if you have anything that you want to share with somebody watching this, what would you want them to know about you before they start therapy? I love it. Pausing, thinking. So,
I know,
Ray.
just pausing, slowing down in our world. How often do we do that? Never. So Yeah, I think I just want people to know that them coming to therapy is it's not wasted on me, like how big that is. That's a really big step. And there's just so many things. Is this a good fit? Is this not a good fit? Did I make the right choice? Financials. Do I go insurance? Do I do self-pay? Do I want Christian integration? How much do I want in there, right? All of that is wrapped up in that decision to come see me. And so none of that's wasted on me. I just really hope all my clients know that coming to see me, that they feel that. More personally, I love to read. So if there's
If you have book
anything,
recommendations, tell
yeah, yeah,
Rachel.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I know. So if you have a good book recommendation, let me know. I also, this is a fun fact, I don't remember book titles or authors, but I do remember them by their cover. So all of my books are always color coded because I find them fastest.
Nice. You should see my closet.
Yeah. I know my clothes have to be type of things, not color, but my books have to be color. It's very weird. Maybe we should
It's
do a study on
helpful.
it.
It's a system, right? It's a
It's a
system.
system. Exactly. Very pro system.
Thanks so much, Rachel,
Yeah.
for talking with me. I am so honored to share this space with you and that we took some time today to connect. And for anybody watching, Rachel is open to new clients and would love to work with you. Thanks so much, Rachel.
Yay. Bye.